My name is Ciclali Martinez and I will be presenting my rat dissection. Its scientific name is Rattus, and its habitat consists of forests and open fields, but it also varies from sewers to buildings. The rat has been able to live with humans, and it prefers to live almost anywhere humans are present. Its diet consists of omnivore and will consume almost anything, and it would also consume compost plant material such as grains, seeds, nuts, fruits, and fish as well. Its mating habits are both sexes are highly mateable, and males are usually not able to monopolize single females due to the presence of many other males in the colony. Its taxonomy name is Rattus. Its kingdom is Animalia. Its phylum is Chordata. A notochord, a dorso-hollow nerve cord, post-anal tile, and endostyle thyroid gland. Its class is Mammalia. They have long legs, long sharp claws depending on the species. They also have mammary glands present in the mammals that are used to feed their young with milk, such as rats. Its order is Rodentia. Their dentition is highly specialized. Regarding all rodents have a single pair of upper and single pair of lower increase. The next slide is the dissection. I labeled the skin, the spleen, the pancreas, stomach, the small intestine, the heart, lung, liver, and large intestine.
Hello, my name is Bhavika Barasetti, and today I'm going to be presenting my portion of the project, which is the frog dissection. To describe the animal I'm talking about, the scientific name for the animal is Rana foreri, or also known as Littlebates foreri, or as commonly known as the forest grass frog. Their habitat. Their habitat is mainly congregated in parts of Mexico and parts of Central America. The main areas to comprise in a short list are Costa Rica, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and many other places. They mainly reside in biomes containing forests, shrublands, and wetlands. In those biomes, they live near streams, rivers, and lakes. Their diet mainly consists of like the average frogs, which is small bugs, ants, beetles, worms, flies, smaller frogs, or birds. Mating is essential to reproduce inside still lakes and rivers. Mating in frogs involves the male wrapping his arms around the female. The female deposits the eggs while the male fertilizes them using his sperm. The eggs turn into tadpoles and then transition into frogs. Their main predators are birds, snakes, and fish, or fish larger than them. Now to break down to taxonomy names, their kingdom is Animalia. Their phylum is Chordata. So what qualifies a chordata is that they have a noctochord, which is a long nerve that extends outside the spine. They have pharyngeal slits that help them breathe underwater. In frogs, this is their skin, which helps them adapt to the water. They have a dorsal nerve cord and a post-anal tail. Their class is amphibia, which means they're able to live and adapt to life in both land and water. These frogs have their young in their water, and then they live most of their life in their water until they reach their adult stage. And then once they reach their adult stage, they start living their life majority on land. Their class order is Anura because they do not contain a tail. Their class is Randi, also known as the true frogs class, where most of these frogs are classified. And their species is Lithobates. Lithobates are like frogs that climb rocks, like use their webbed feet to like climb rocks and like move throughout the ecosystem. And also they have webbed feet that helps them like swim across water. And now for the anatomy. So what here is the large intestine. This large intestine is essential for the digestion and absorption of digestion food so that the frog gets the nutrients. Right here is the ventricule, which helps pump blood throughout the circulatory system of the frog. And then we have the right atrium, which is illustrated in red, the right atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the veins and goes inside the ventricle to process into oxygenated blood. And then the left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs and the skin due to the frog's ability to breathe underwater and process oxygen through their skin in the water. And then right here we have their bladder, which is where they collect and store urine until they are able to release it. And then right highlighted here a bit in the back is the pancreas. The pancreas helps secrete digestive enzymes is the duodenum. The duodenum is the anterior part, which is like the little front part of the stomach intestine, through which food passes from the stomach and into the small intestine. Fat bodies, which are right here, are masses of fat in the body cavities of frogs. They're needed for hibernating and mating as they provide nutrition and insulation to the frog. The skin helps the frog breathe underwater as well as adapt to land. And they also have a stomach, which is part of the digestive system, as it digests food and mixes the enzymes from the stomach to help the frog break down and digest food. So these are the abiotic and biotic factors of habitats in frogs. So first we have the forest. The abiotic factors are they have moderate temperature and sunlight. Sorry about that. They have high humidity and high amounts of precipitation. For biotic factors, they have high plant diversity as well as a pretty high animal diversity. For shrublands, their abiotic factors is that they have hot and dry summers and cool winters and moderate precipitation. And their biotic factors is their vegetation is usually short grasses and trees, and they also have a very high animal diversity, as they're able to host many kinds of animals, from amphibians to like mammals and other sorts of those. The wetlands are abiotic. Their abiotic factors are they're very moist and humid. They have a pretty decent amount of precipitation compared to the shrublands and the forest, and they get 7 to 10 hours of sunlight every day on average. Their biotic factors are that they have the highest species diversity out of all the biomes, and they have a high plant diversity, which is comparable to most rainforests.
The following slide is the anatomy comparison of a rat and a frog. The similarities are they both use forelegs for mobility purposes. They have multiple young. They have snakes as predators. They have close circulatory systems, and they both live on land. Their differences consist of different respiratory and reproductive systems. Frogs have a cloaca, and rats don't. Rats have a uterus, testes, and etc. Frogs lay eggs, then fertilize them. Rats internally fertilize their eggs. Rats have a 4-chambered heart, while frogs only have a 3-chambered heart.